Hello my angels, happy Monday, no, happy Tuesday to you. Hope you're all well, had a lovely weekend. I'm not gonna lie, the energies are still chaotic as fuck. I think a lot of us are processing a few transitional stages in our lives as individuals, and it's intense. But something I have to say to you, feminines, whatever label or journey you associate with, you have to be in a place where the love you have for yourself far outweighs any desire of the love you receive from your counterpart or from any other person you're interested in, if that's applicable. You have to be, one, okay with being on your own and whole within. And when you feel whole within, you can then attract in that person who's meant to be in your life to assist humanity with. Now, yeah, that may be your counterpart. Absolutely. It may well be. It may be, a higher level soulmate. Everyone's journey is different. But one thing you really do learn on this journey is how to love yourself. And we can think we love ourselves, but if we're not putting very firm boundaries in place with ourselves, with clients, with friends, with family, with who the fuck else we need to put the boundaries in place with, we're basically saying to the universe, we accept lack. Okay? Now, I'm not a very good advocate of this. And what I mean by that is I am an advocate of it, but I don't practice what I preach. And something that always comes through in any guidance that I receive, in whatever capacity that means, is you need to give more to yourself, my dear. So I'm going to say the same to you. We need to give more to ourselves, okay? I know I'm very guilty of being available to many people in terms of friendships, in terms of family, in terms of clients, because I like to be of service and I am here to help people. And if I have the space and capacity, I will always help people. Those of you who have worked with me a long time know that. But there is also getting a time when I know I'm on my phone way too much. My phone is my business. And yes, I could get another phone and have an additional phone, but if I'm honest with you, I don't want two phones, really. It might have to come to that. I don't know. But the issue is, for me personally, as grateful as I am to have clients all over the world, there are different time zones to consider. So when I'm thinking about settling down for the evening, then there's people sparking up in their afternoon and wanting to have a conversation with me, or wanting to ask questions, or wanting to book in. And when someone just sends you money, I feel obliged to then respond. So I know I need to set really careful boundaries with myself, and know that it's okay to have some me time and not feel guilty about that. And that's something I've got to do. And in a way, even though I do love myself, I am not showing to the universe that I'm putting myself as a priority. And when you don't put yourself as a priority, femme, who do you think else isn't going to? That's correct. Your counterpart. So whilst we're not doing that to have them in our lives, it's not about that. It's about putting yourself as a priority so that you can align with who and what is meant for you in the most godly, divine timing way. So yeah, I have not been giving to myself anywhere near as much. I've got a little bit better, but then depending on what I've got planned in, for example, over the weekend, I wasn't responding to anyone because I was on my course all weekend. And then when I got back Sunday, I was replying to people and thinking, fuck, I need this time to integrate what I've just done in the last 2 days. And I didn't give myself that time, which is why I took yesterday off and spent time with a friend and really enjoyed it. We went out for lunch, late lunch, and then laughed like hyenas. Honestly, it was the best time ever. It was so much fun. And I highly recommend doing that when you've got a lot going on, making time for friends, making time for whatever makes you happy. But yeah, I'm just feeling this sense of utter exhaustion like we all are, and you know, we have to rest. And I can do readings and calls and healings and coachings and past life regressions and other things work related, but I must still prioritize me. My problem is I prioritize my clients too much. And there's a time to prioritize clients in the working day, absolutely. But I must prioritize myself more at night, because I'm teaching all of you that if I'm responding to you at shit o'clock in the morning our time, which I've been known to do, like 1 o'clock in the morning, I've been known to be booking in some work. It is what it is, not for a while, but you know, if someone's in Australia and it's their morning, mid-morning, I'm going to be talking to them, aren't I? It's a real case of setting those very clear boundaries. And something that Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde is teaching me is, again, love of the self kind. Really choosing love and not walking around with the weight of the world on my shoulders. I had some Reiki done last night and it was intense. It was beautiful, but it was intense. And I ache all over as a result of it, because you do ache after a healing session. You do ache, you have to integrate. And they said to me, you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. Like, my friend said when she was doing the Reiki, she could feel herself rocking. And then she could feel her back curving with the weight of the world. And I was like, yeah, this is the problem though, when you're a leader in the movement, as I am, as many of you are, and as feminines, we are leaders in the new earth. It is a case of, it's hard because you're in your feminine energy because you're wanting and open to receive, but then you're a leader, so you're automatically then put in masculine energy. And to balance the two out, while I think I've done a pretty good job of it most of the time, there are days when I think, oh my God, I've been more in my masculine energy today than in my feminine energy, and I need to try and balance that a bit more. But then there's times when I'm totally in my feminine energy and the masculine energy doesn't even come into it, because I'm in that utter place of living in the moment. And, you know, we have to be okay with choosing ourselves. We have to be okay with pulling back from social media, friends, family, clients. You know, we have to be okay with setting those boundaries, because if you don't, you're teaching people to treat you a certain way, and they're always going to expect you to be available when you're making yourself available, you know. And it's like, well, when am I going to make myself available for me? And I've really had to question that, and I have so much guilt over choosing myself sometimes, but that is my problem that I'm working on. And, you know, like I say, I can be in a really bouncy, playful energy and still be exhausted. And I think it's also okay to know that you have to put those boundaries in place with yourself, to limit the amount of time you're on your phone, so that you've got time to just live in the moment and not always be worrying about healing as well. Because we don't just want to heal constantly, because then when are you actually going out and living life? And then you have to go out and live your life and have those experiences that then help you heal something else and come back in that spiral. So it's intense. And trying to get that balance of happy medium where you're giving to your clients, you're giving to friends, you're giving to family, but then you're also making sure you've got a good couple of hours in an evening or more for you. That can be hard. I've struggled with that. I've struggled. I'll openly say it vulnerably to you. I've struggled with giving time to myself. And I even feel guilty putting boundaries in place so I'm not responding to friends straight away. And sometimes I'll say to friends, look, I haven't got the capacity to receive. I haven't got the time to respond. I haven't got the time to listen to your voice note. I will when I get the chance and I can respond at the same time. And, you know, I end up leaving friends on an unread voice note or unlistened voice note for a week at a time, sometimes longer. I don't like to do that, but that's giving something to myself. And I know that time management for a lot of us, especially when you run a business, is quite a sort of difficult path as well. And so you have to, again, learn what works for you, and it's trial and error. But I'm really being guided to be strict with myself and my phone. So yeah, it doesn't mean I'm not taking bookings. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to respond to people. It just means I might be a bit slower in my response, because I really need to give back to myself. And I've made a video similar to this where I got very emotional. I think it was sometime in September last year. And obviously, I think I might have even deleted that video. I don't know, because I didn't want that energy going out to the ether too much. But it's okay to choose you. It is okay. I mean, I harp on about it all the time. Choose yourself, choose yourself, choose yourself. Absolutely. Always choose yourself. Always put you first in an environment where, you know, others are demanding of you or expecting something of you. It's up to you to put those boundaries in place. Yes, if it's an emergency. I had 2 customers today that were in absolute despair, and I wanted to help them as immediately as I could, and I did. And it was not a problem to do that because it's an honour to serve, and I'm really grateful that they still come to me after all these years. Both of them have been with me I think one's been with me 3 years, the other's been with me nearly 5, and I'm really grateful for that. And I have a lot of long-standing clients, and it's really, really lovely, and I'm very grateful. And I will help someone when they're in a real distressful space like that, always. But if you're messaging me, just filling me in on what's going on in your connection, and it's not urgent, don't be surprised if I don't respond for a few days, because I have to prioritise things that are of urgency. And furthermore, I have to prioritise me when I'm not working. So, as most of you know, I don't tend to work weekends. This week, however, is a very busy weekend again. I've got a family celebration for family birthdays this weekend on the Sunday, and then the Saturday I'm doing a very deep clearing and cord cutting ceremony for someone. So it's a busy week this week, which is again what I had yesterday off, and that's why I've not responded to messages really until today from the weekend, and inquiries as well. Like, there's only me. I don't have anybody working for me. There is only me. So when you're messaging me wanting to book in a reading, it's me who's coming back to you, not some secretary or personal assistant. That will come, I can assure you, because that's where I'm heading. But at the minute, it is just me. And I am always grateful to the inquiries. I'm always grateful to everybody who reaches out to ask how I am or how my family are, or they let me know what's going on in the connection. I'm always grateful to know, and I'll always help you, and I'll always listen, and I'll always respond if I feel it is the right thing to do. There will be times when you message me and I'll probably just heart the message, or if it's voice notes, I don't always get a chance to listen to voice notes, people. Only send me voice notes if I'm going to be doing a reading for you, because honestly, I don't have time to listen to my friends' voice notes. So, you know, and they're people that obviously don't have services with me. So those who are sending messages asking about various things, absolutely fine, do that, but please try and do it in a written message, because I'm more than likely going to see it if it's written. If it's a voice note, I'll look at it and go, oh my God, no, I haven't got the capacity. And I want to be present and listen to it and respond. And I'm sure there's probably times when I haven't responded to voice notes and then I've responded to a written message instead. And I'm sure you'll understand. There's one of me. Yes, I need about 10 clones of me, to be honest, to do the work that I do, but that isn't possible. So I just ask for a little bit more of patience and compassion. And to be honest, most of you are very much that way. I don't really have anyone who's entitled in my energy. I think the universe removed those clients from me, and certainly those friends who took the piss or were disrespectful or sent me very nasty psychic attack, which unfortunately, when you are growing in a different trajectory or you're in a different transition in your life and you don't resonate with people anymore, you are going to move away from them, because the divine will not allow you to stay with them while they're going through their transition. They have to be left to it, because they could pull you back down to that vibration or that energy and be a mood hoover. Unintentionally, yes, sometimes, absolutely. Some of it is unintentional. But what isn't unintentional is when you move away from someone and then they start to send you psychic attack, which unfortunately has happened to me many times over the last few years. So I'm learning discernment all the time. Something else I get asked quite a lot. I don't know why I'm telling you all of this, but hey, here we are. It's a chat, and a channeling will come soon. Something else to be aware of on this journey. You are forever going to be questioned why you choose to stay single, for those of you that do, or you choose to practice celibacy. Not that it's anyone's fucking business, pardon the pun. But if you choose to be celibate, if you choose to have no intimacy with anyone other than friendships where there's, you know, hugs or cuddles or something like that, but there's no sexual intimacy, that is your choice. that is you choosing yourself as well. There's so many ways in which you can choose yourself. This is just another one. You're not going to break break a celibacy fast to sleep with someone just for the sake of sleeping with someone, to have that experience that could actually put you back in your healing journey. Because when you sleep with someone who is unwilling to see where you have changed, or where, even if it's somebody new you've aligned with, and they're not on the same pathway as you, or they're not on the same frequency as you, trust me, your sacral will not thank you for it. And, you know, this goes for men as well. When you sleep with someone, because the 3D Matrix programs dating apps and porn so freely, that it's made it so available to people who they wanted to sort of keep them dumb, keep them in a fear-based energy, and keep spreading that fear-based propaganda. And when you actually delve into more of your spiritual side, you realise sacred energy exchange is real. And that's why you go, oh my goodness, men or women, you practice celibacy because you think, I'm not sharing my life force with anyone. And for women, you're not going to knacker your creatrix energy for just anyone. Honestly, I don't recommend that. If you sleep with someone who's not of the same ilk as you, your body will show you and tell you. Trust. Your body will show you why someone isn't right for you in many ways. Just listen. Just look at the signs and the syncs or symptoms that you get. And if you are dealing with someone who isn't for you, but you have to learn a lesson from them, you'll learn the lesson. And if you don't finish learning the lesson, the universe will just remind you by sending you someone very similar. So be careful if you are having sex with anybody, who that is with. Because I've been questioned many times, why are you still single? I'm like, choice. It's always the same answer, choice. Yeah, but you could be with anybody you wanted. It's not about that. I'm not just going to be with someone for the sake of it. I don't need that validation from a man or a woman, if I was into that. I don't need that validation from anyone because I'm whole within. Yes, at some point, I would love to have that committed relationship, absolutely. When the time aligns, it'll happen, and the divine will orchestrate it. And I have full faith in that. Whenever, whoever, and that's that. I don't need to know the details. It is what it is. But I'm also of this energy of, I'm not just going to sleep with someone for the sake of it. Been there, done that, worn the t-shirt, and I've got the scarring still to prove it, right? And my sacral has still had a lot of work done to it to clear old, and I'm talking about old energies 20 years ago. So we have to do so much inner work to purge and clear old energetic cords and energetic entanglement from toxic people. Admittedly, we could be toxic ourselves to someone as well at some point. We could have been, yes. And there's still going to be times when you always want to do some kind of work on yourself to just be better, whatever that means. And that is okay. But I personally choose celibacy until my king comes along, whoever that is. It's as simple as that. And I'm not desperate to settle down. Otherwise, I'd have done it already. When I was in a relationship, when was the last person I could have actually been in a proper relationship? Like, I was in a proper relationship with. I was with them 9 years. I would have settled then. We'd have got married, had kids. But that wasn't my pathway. That would not have been what... I'd already done that with that person in previous lives. So I knew it wasn't going to happen in this lifetime. But I could go out and date. I could go and enjoy my freedom with various partners if I wanted to. But why the fuck would I do that when I've done so much work on myself? Why would I go and try and ruin it all being a casual dater? I'm not judging anyone who does that. That is your choice. But when you're on a healing and ascension path, and you're also teaching others how to become the best version of yourselves and how to empower them, I personally don't empower women by telling them to sleep with as many men as possible. Nah. That's what the 3D matrix try and get you to do. Well, actually, they label women a slut for doing that. They empower men doing that, having as many notches on the bedpost as possible. And because they always make men feel like they've got fear of missing out by having one partner that they're monogamous with. So they promote polyamory and, you know, various other, you know, different sexual partners. Again, polyamory, if all parties are consenting, not a problem if that's what you want to do. I personally am into monogamy. And once I'm with someone, I'll know because I'll be able to trust them implicitly. And I know they won't be interested in anyone else. Of course, human mind, human person, you're still going to find people attractive, of course. But I'm willing to wait for the right person. And I know God will see that I'm with that person when the time aligns. But all I keep getting told when I ask about my love life, when I have asked about it, like, what's going on with that then, universe? Well, your mission, my dear, is more important. What can I say to that? Can't argue with God, can I? So, yes. And I said, well, I'm not really interested. I'm just kind of wondering what's going on with that side of my life. Well, you're just going to have to be patient, aren't you? We know what's happening. You don't need to know. Okay, I'll shut up and I'll get back to my mission. Yeah, you do that. Literally. And I'm okay with that because God sees everything. And God has removed people from my life, not just romantically, but in every aspect, to protect me, just as that happens for you as well. Anything that is removed from you is redirection and protection. Whether it's your counterpart, whether it's a karmic relationship, a soul connection, an individual that's quite toxic, it doesn't matter who it is or what context they are in your life and where they fit in relationship-wise in your life, family, friendship, co-worker, partner, spouse, whatever. If that person no longer serves you, best believe they will be removed. And this is a time when a lot of exes do come back into your life, with it being Mercury retrograde and also Venus retrograde. Please use your discernment. And if an ex comes back and you kind of get the vibe that they've changed and they're in a different energy, potentially Emperor energy, King energy, you know, consider all options in that regard with them coming back. But if you can sniff that someone is still not in a good energy, or you're aligning with someone from your past who was a toxic narcissist and they're just coming back to have another go, feel free to tell them to fuck off. Okay? You're well within your right to do that. So, I'm going to shut up and do a reading. So what does this collective need to know right now, please? What do they need to know? What do they need to know? Door to personal healing and happiness, darling. Yes. Oh, good Lord. Journey. Angel of Balance. 23:11 in the time. 11:11. Envy. Oh, I've just thought of something else. I might not say it in this part though. I might leave it for a bit. Daughter Spirit. I'll just see what comes up when I clarify the cards for you. Sacral chakra, second chakra, Archangel Uriel. I apologise. Archangel Ariel. Archangel Uriel is your crown. So, it's got dark in here all of a sudden. Even though it's still light outside, it's got a little bit dark. But I do have a big tree outside my apartment that kind of takes away some of the daylight sometimes. Rude. Okay. So, let's get some clarity for this, please. Clarify the door to personal healing and happiness. The Hierophant. So the Hierophant, meditation and wisdom is what it says here. And that's a monk. Now, I'm not saying we should all live like a monk, but in order for you... Oh my God, it's backing up what I've just said. Celibacy. I'm getting celibacy vibes with this. Traditional values. This is also commitment, relationship, religious values, people who are into traditional values. Take it as it resonates. But it is spiritual awakening as well, especially with the monk being in the card. And with it being door to personal healing and happiness, that it's clarifying your happiness comes from within you, not externally. Okay? Clarified journey. The Queen of Swords. Cut out anything that isn't serving your journey. You've got to be, you are not here to play small. You are not here to play small. And you also did not get this far to only come this far. Clarify Angel of Balance. The Star. Healing. Who's envious then? King of Wands and an Empress. You're masculine. Potentially. I mean, only if they haven't done the work they need to do will they be envious. Because truthfully, if they really do love you unconditionally, they have to accept that you're not going to wait around for anyone in particular. You're just going to live your life. And if you meet someone, you meet someone. And I think for some of them, they're a little bit concerned in terms of what's going on. So that enviness is coming from them. Because they ummed and ahed about a serious relationship with you. And they may have juggled others as well. I'm not judging. It's just what the energy is coming through as. Clarify, Daughter Spirit, please. Clarify, Daughter Spirit. The King of Pentacles. Now, this makes me feel like because they weren't giving you what you wanted and you kind of let go of the connection, or you said to them, look, you know, much as I care about you, you don't seem to feel the same as me, so I'm just going to let you go, choose to live my life, wish you all the best, you deserve happiness. I deserve happiness too. I'm going to go and find it elsewhere that doesn't include you anymore. You've loved them unconditionally. And that's been a trigger to them, but then it's also triggered them into a spiritual awakening where they are doing the work. For a lot of you masculines, they are doing the work. Clarify sacral chakra. Yeah, there's still been some blocks here with that sacral though. Tell me more about this sacral. The Hanged Man. They've had to do some healing around leading from a lower chakra. Potentially leading from, well, being part of the 3D matrix. A lot of masculines, like I say, they lead from those lower chakras and they align with people of the same frequency until they do the work, right? But it's like in this time, in this time that's divinely orchestrated, they have realised a lot of truth with the Hanged Man and the King of Swords. They have realised more truth of where they were deceiving themselves when it comes to this connection that's actually a beautiful, loving commitment relationship-wise. Yeah, they weren't listening to their intuition. The Oracle is the intuition card. It's the High Priestess. They weren't listening to their intuition, even though they knew there was a potential for deepness with you guys. They weren't listening to that. They were like, no. They allowed fear to lead the way. And of course, then you were like, okay, well, that's fine. You go and do what you need to do. But I'm going to go out and possibly align with someone new, or just go and live my life. Or they could have been wondering what you were up to and who you were with. And that was enough to get them in a place where they were not liking that. So they thought, you know what? I'm just going to go and become the best version of myself and then come back with clarity, truth, wisdom, and commitment for this person, because that is what they deserve. We have the Two of Wands, so I do feel this masculine has done the work. Two of Wands and the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Swords. They've done some work. They've spent time in solitude, and that's what's going to bring them back in for some kind of renewed energy here. Anything else? Renewed energy. Page of Pentacles. On the card it says student and gambler, but to me the Page of Pentacles can be a proposition of some sort in terms of, I don't mean proposal, they've been learning something and it's like they want to come back with that newfound wisdom to wow you a little bit, but not in a hot air balloon kind of way. They want to prove a point to you that they have been doing the work. In a lot of cases, this masculine collective are coming in. They've been through several ego deaths. They've been royally shafted up the shit pipe by the divine. And now, working through a lot of difficulty, they are wanting to step into some kind of power here. Yeah, the universe. Kundalini activation could have happened for them as well. Ace of Swords. Clarity. Clarity and truth on a situation. So things are changing, things are moving. Okay, interesting. All right. Okay, let's see if there's anything else you need to be known, aware of. Spirit, given what I said earlier in the chat with regards to the feminines choosing celibacy and choosing to focus on themselves and clear any old energetic cords from other people, and if you need cord cuttings done, I have a new way of doing them. I do them usually in the 3D, and then in the 3D with candles, and in the 5D in a sort of ceremonial way. But actually, I'm starting to do them via a shamanic journey, which is way more powerful. All right, so if you're interested, let me know and I'll tell you the details. It is exceptionally important to do cord cuttings in a very loving way, whether the relationship is toxic as fuck or has been toxic as fuck. For example, you could have a bad relationship with a parent who has cords on you that need cutting, okay? So it's not just as simple as, I mean, with the way I do them, before I learnt this new way, I would go into the 5D and I would see where the cords are attached and I would cut each of those cords and then, well, pull them from the root first and then cut them. Because you always have to pull the cord from the root, otherwise it grows back, okay? And then I would have them burnt in the 5D. That was my visualization, and intention was always to do it with love, and so that everything would unfold according to the divine plan and God's will, right? So there was no manipulation tactics used. It was all done with love intently placed, and intentionally placed, sorry. So with the new way of doing it, it's done in a similar way, but slightly deeper, because it's done on a shamanic journey. And anyone who has shamanic journeys, they are incredible, and they take you to a different timeline. They're incredible. They really are. But these energetic cords need to be cut so you can relieve yourself and they can relieve themselves. And then you can both go, even if it's with a parent, 9 times out of 10, if you're cutting a cord with a parent and they're still alive, they are going to stay in your life in some capacity. It's very rare you don't have anything to do with them at all. So cutting those cords is essential, because they will only hold you back energetically with their own weaknesses or their own thought processes. I'm just going to turn a light on, hang on. But yeah, it's important to cut those cords, okay? And then if you've got a partner who, for example, you have children with and it's a toxic relationship, an ex-partner you've had kids with and it's a toxic relationship, or even a current partner, it's still important to get those cords cut, because it could be cords of control, it could be cords from a past life, it could be a cord on your heart, on your sacral, you know, it could be on your root, so they stop you moving forward in life. You know, there's many things people can attach a cord from energetically and for. So it's very worth your while having a proper full-blown energetic cord cut. Okay, that being said, let's see what else we need to know here. I'm not going to be yawning like I was the other day. Not as much. That was really bad. Fuck me, that was horrendous. All right, so what action is this person or this collective taking towards the people watching? What action? Healing. What did I say? Healing. Difficult self-truths. Acknowledgement. Doing the inner work. Water sign. So we're in Pisces season. Next one is Cancerian season. We have rebirth and we have hope. So there's interesting. We have music. So they could be sending you music telepathically. A reminder of the telepathy session that Carlie and I are doing next Wednesday, 12 noon GMT. It's a 1.5 2 hour Zoom call. It's £30 if you're interested. Messages, pay one of us, jobs are good and you booked on. Ego. Focused on material things, actions from a place of fear. So they may still have some egoic things to work through. Potentially here. No, I don't want to use those. What do I want to use? Let's use these. I haven't used these at all yet today in the readings I've done already. So I am going to use them. Healing is clarified by the Hierophant. Felt somebody grab my bum then. That's weird. Like somebody stroked down the side of my bum. Which is why I've just stopped to scratch it. Weird. Clarify the water sign. Pisces energy with High Priestess. Actually, this is Cancerian, but the Pisces is the most intuitive sign out there. So that's why I felt the need to say, during Pisces season, this person's been trusting their higher self, trusting their intuition, and you know that they know that you know. Okay? Clarify rebirth. Isn't there an episode in Friends where they say that? I mean, I haven't seen Friends for years, but I have watched them all at some point years and years and years ago, and I'm sure there is an episode of Friends that says that. And that may be a message for someone specific right now. Yeah, they want to have a rebirth. They do not want to see you as a missed opportunity anymore. They're like, no, I'm done with this shit. I want this person back in my life. They are very, very important to me. They're very attracted to you. They're very magnetized to you. Clarify music. The Wheel of Fortune. I'm not going to lie. Some of you may have Lionel Richie's You Are My Destiny as a song that your masculines sent to you. I've got a really weird pain in my sacral right now, so it could be confirmation of something there. Clarify the ego card, please. They're a bit defensive. This person's extremely resilient. They've overcome a lot of ego. This person here, whoever this is, they've overcome a lot of ego. A lot. 7 of Cups. A lot of ego. A lot of anxiety. A lot of depression. Some of them have had mental health issues. Obviously, you've been as compassionate as you can be, but you've also got on with your life. Yeah, the Empress and the Death card. You have inspired them. You have held their hand in the 5D, and energetically, while they go through quite a few shaftings at the shit pipes, via the universe. And it's like they know you've held their hand. And so they're coming in to give you what you deserve. They've made those endings and they're coming in as a King of Pentacles. Do we have an Emperor in the house? Can we have an Emperor? We have the Moon in reverse. So they've let go of something here. And they've been doing the healing work. Do we have anything else you want to say? Yep, there we go. There's the Emperor. Told you he'd come out, didn't I? There he is. And this Emperor does not want to come in with wanky energy. They've realised where they came in with wanky, rubbishy, passionate energy that was not really anything of substance, if you like. Sustenance. No, that's the wrong context. Sustenance is about food. This is more where they didn't come in with the right amount of decent energy. They tried to be passionate with you and playful with you and lustful with you, thinking that that was enough. And you're like, nah. And they may have already tried this, and the universe has allowed them because it was meant to be a test. This time when they're coming in, it's with Emperor energy. Because let's be honest, the Empress deserves Emperor energy. And it's as simple as that. The Empress, you deserve this. The King and Queens, all the Queens, all the Kings in the tarot. Side by side. Both on thrones. Knowing what they deserve, knowing what they bring to the table, and not being afraid to sit alone. Okay? With Judgment and the Ace of Wands, this is a realization as well of the passion between you, but it isn't just about that. This masculine collective know that this is so much more about mission and love. And with the Queen of Pentacles and the 6 of Coins, they're inspired by you. They've had to work through some intimidation issues as well, possibly, but they're coming back. And with the King and Queen of Pentacles, oh my goodness, we've got another counterpart here. King and Queen of Pentacles. They're coming back. Okay? It's all happening. I've got an itchy nose, excuse me. Okay. Anything else to say at this time? Balance being restored. And then we've got the Page of Swords and the Hermit. So they've been learning something while in Hermit season. Yeah, they could have been spying on you as well, but it's more about learning. Possibly they've been spying on those of you who already teach this sort of thing in some kind of enlightenment way. They may have been looking at your social media and being inspired and learning from you, and then going off and doing research and going, fuck, that resonates. Everyone's journey is different. But there's a song coming through. And although my throat chakra is a little bit fucked right now, I'm going to attempt to sing it for you. So it's hang on. Sugar do 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 do. Honey, honey. You are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Sugar do-do-do-do-do. Oh, honey, honey. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, that one. My throat, honestly, while I've been doing this channeling, what the actual fuck? I just cut the deck again and got the Hierophant this time and the Empress. So there's commitment coming for someone. Empress underneath the deck. This person is getting everything they deserve. Everything. Everything. Whatever that means. Right. I do feel like I want to use some of Carlie's cards. Also, exciting news. Carlie and I are creating a soulmate twin flame deck. So just to advise you on that, we are creating our own deck. We're in the process of doing it now. So, I mean, Carlie had already done a massive amount of the deck. And I was like, oh my God, we need to create a deck. And we are. We're going to create a tarot deck, and we're also going to create a profanity deck, because swearing is life. So we're going to create a profanity or a swear deck as well. So that's fun to look forward to. All right, what does this beautiful collective wish for the people watching to see? Our separation is almost over. Let's do this. I am about to take action. There's another one sticking up. Divine timing is at play. 2 more, please. I'm coming for you. 1 more. I need to feel your touch. Right, so, yeah, they're feeling a little bit amorous. They're feeling this sort of guttural, primal need from you. Now, obviously, we don't need anything from our counterpart. It's not about a need or a validation or seeking approval or anything along those lines. And when you go to them needing some validation or needing something from them or demanding something from them or expecting something from them, you will get a big fat fuck off in the nicest way. Most likely from the universe, even if they don't turn around and say so themselves. You know, they'll just ghost you in some way, or they'll reject you because they're meant to. So you keep choosing you. But this is exciting energy. Our separation is almost over. Let's do this. I'm about to take action. Divine timing is at play. I'm coming for you. And I need to feel your touch. These are very powerful cards. And I'm going to F off now. I'm going to shut the fuck up. If you are interested in any of my services, please message me, zoe@thesassyspiritualist.co.uk or the Sassy Spiritualist 1111 on Instagram or on Threads if you see it on there. I'm also on Blue Sky now. Very, very newly on Blue Sky, so I haven't got many followers. So if you want to join me on there, feel free to message me and ask me for the link, and I will send that to you gladly. If you're interested in our Telepathy Workshop, just message me. The link to book is in my bio. Or just message Carlie, Keeper of the Moon Tarot, back up on Instagram. Or is she Carl's White at outlook.com. I would message her on Instagram just in case that email's wrong. 4444 in the time. But yeah, we look forward to seeing you next week. We'll probably be doing another live soon as well. I don't think either of us have got the time this week though. We're going to be recording some content for both our platforms. We are going to be doing a podcast soon as well. We've got quite a lot planned, as you can tell, Carlie and I. We've got quite a lot going on. So yeah, if you are interested in any of my services, or if you are interested in anything I've spoken about with regards to Carlie, those cards are available to pre-order. All my love cards, Oracle. They are absolutely incredible, these message decks, as you can see. She'll probably update the artwork, I would imagine, because these are from 2020. But honestly, they're great. They're really wonderful. And keep an eye out for our cards as well when we launch them. Anyway, I'm off ski. Mwah. Lots of love.